Hello, hello. I don't know what happened with song just cut off there at the end. I don't know what happened there, but that song ended a bit abruptly. This is all from an album, and well, a couple different albums actually, but I'm wondering if this is like the old school, which I think is a good thing, but the old school way of album making where it's designed to be played normally, like the album first song to last song in order, whereas I've just shuffled like 6 albums. Maybe that's why some of them cut off a bit. Just finishing up me lunch and we'll get going. Sorry guys, bear me 1 second. I'm just gonna find something. Sorry guys, I've just been recommended something. I'm just trying to see if I can find it so I don't forget. Right, sorry about that guys. Right, I'm just going to shake up my drink and we'll get going. I need to do the Liberty Harbour stuff before we start, but first things first, as always when opening the game, is pause the music. That's first thing. And then the actual first thing when opening the game is to do my daily ritual. Nothing good, nice. I mean, common bonuses, whatever, bonuses are bonuses, but common bonuses are so useless. The bonuses are not good enough. Oh, fuck. Sorry guys, my coffee's just exploded. I'm pretty sure you're meant to shake this thing, but every time I do it explodes. Hang on a sec. Right. Now that I'm covered in coffee, I guess it's a good time to start. Hey. Coffee all over my mouse mat. My coaster has not done a great job because it's just spilled out everywhere. And I haven't got the coffee open yet. It's a cold coffee in like a... It's shaped like a bottle, but it's definitely a can. I bet it doesn't say shake on it. Ready to drink. Awkward. Once opened. You know what? We're going to pretend that it says shake on there. That's what I'm going to do. Right, where was I? Now that I've exploded my coffee everywhere, let's do some Harbour stuff, eh? I've literally got splotches of coffee all over me now. Right. Ah, this could be a problem. I can't do that one otherwise. I'm gonna have to. Shame, but you know. Wait, that one. Not that one. Come on. Oh yeah, they're still available for missions, so it doesn't really matter which ones I send, does it? I hope I've got enough for the naval command. Oh no, this is going to be a problem. I've screwed it. I should have got the naval command first. Definitely should have got the naval command first. What if I upgrade? I might have screwed it. How's it going, Doge? How you doing, buddy? Well, that's problematic, but oh well. I was hoping to do my Liberty Harbour missions today by unlocking this thing. Very annoying. Discord DM, what have you sent me, Mr. Doge? Yo, that's food. What is it though? Is it are those? I mean, it's two different things, right? On the rounded ones, are they bargies? The left ones kind of look like chicken. They kind of look like chicken balls. The right ones kind of look like bargies though, but they don't look exactly. They're not like my bargies, like what I'd get in my local place. So, no, what are they? What are they, man? This is when like neither of them are even remotely close. Fried potato, yo. Hang on. First of all, there's no way that the 3 on the left are the same as the other 5. They cannot be the same thing. Second of all, are those whole potatoes fried on the left? Because that is insanity. One has egg inside, one has shredded chicken. Ooh. Sounds good. They're mashed. I was gonna say, like on the left, they look like potatoes now that you've said it. But if that's a whole potato deep fried, dude, like what? You know? That sounds nice. Does sound good. I need more of these. Was British a heart disease? What does that mean? What does that mean? Taco, what are you? Let me go fry up. To be fair, I was tempted today. But I said to myself, no, I shouldn't. I was tempted not to get a whole fry up because I was in a rush to get on stream, but I was tempted to go to the caf to get a baguette. One of their really nice baguettes. I didn't, but I wanted to so bad. Everything in me was saying like, you want that fried bacon and those hash browns in that baguette, and I do want that, but I just thought no, I shouldn't. When you're feeling crap, man, a fry up. Ooh. And if you feel crap as often as I do, that's not good. Sorry, there's 2 seconds. Okay, let's Take names. Wait, am I an asymmetric by accident? No, I put a massive booster on just to go into asymmetric. Ah! Really? Ever had a sandwich battered and fried? No, what? That sounds like that hurts. That sounds so unhealthy. What? I didn't know you lived in Scotland. Good lord, battered and fried sandwich. What's in the sandwich though? Presumably it's not just cheese and pickle. Which, by the way, is a sandwich I don't think I've ever had. It's just kind of my go-to, something you wouldn't want to then deep fry. Deep fried cheese can be really nice, but you know what I mean. Damn, dude. I mean, look. Like, I'm all on board for deep frying stuff. You know, I like deep fried food at times. You know, I like fried chicken. I like onion bhajis. Onion bhajis are normally deep fried, at least they are here. You know, I like those foods. I'm not throwing shade for deep frying that, but inside a sandwich is kind of nuts. Like, that's like deep frying a pie. Like, you have created a vessel for food, and then you have also done what people do to the food to the vessel. That's like, I'm trying to think of other extreme examples. It's like lifeboats on bigger ships, man. Come on, we shouldn't need that. Talking about pakoras? No. Pakoras, I am aware of, are different to onion bhajis. Again, I don't know if it's the same here as it is there, necessarily. But, I love me an onion bhaji. I love me an onion bhaji. Either way, they're so good. Oh, man, they are... Like, it is my one non-negotiable when I'm having curry, right? Like, I could go without certain things. Like, my favourite curries, probably very anglicised curries, so I'm sorry for the sacrilege. But my favourite curries are curries with some nice sauce. Preferably creamier curries, right? I know there's a lot of traditional curries that are not saucy at all, right? But I like a sauce, like a creamy sauce, and I really like a naan bread and an onion bhaji. But I could go without the creaminess. I could go without the naan bread. I can't go without the onion bhaji. I can't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. I refuse. It goes against everything I stand for. How is he alive? Gravy is in need. Don't say gravy. Oh no. I hope you don't mean actual, like, what we would consider gravy here, because I don't know, man. Like, here, sauce and gravy is different. Here, sauce and gravy are different things. Sauce. I know, like, this is one thing that kills me, right? I know in certain parts of the US, I think in places like New York, they call pasta sauce gravy. That is the biggest crime against humanity. That is awful. Awful. Like, if you know what British gravy is like, that should not be anything anywhere near a curry or a pasta. Like, not remotely close. You know? It's a crime against nature. Just means gravy. Interesting. Ship is on fire. The hell was that music? Some funky beats. Just means gravy. Interesting. But it's not gravy then. I mean, I still have to, on religious grounds, say that you cannot call pasta sauce gravy. You either call it sauce, pasta sauce, tomato sauce, or if you're particularly cultured, you could call it sugo. But I will not accept gravy. That's a no from me. Stock. Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. That. I mean, I'm no chef, but that's basically gravy. That's basically what I think of as gravy, anyway. I don't know about fried food though. I've never had gravy with anything fried. Gravy here you have with a roast dinner. The gravy here you'd have with, you know, like a cut of meat. Normally a beef or a lamb. I personally really like a gammon, but gammon doesn't often go with gravy here. It's not like a traditional thing. I like gravy on chips, 100%. But if I was gonna have any sort of like, because gravy to me isn't something that naturally goes on chips, right? It's for another meal, right? And if I was gonna have something for another meal on chips, I would take curry sauce over gravy. Curry sauce and chips is a big thing here, and it's wonderful. Depending on where you're from, you can get some really good curry sauce with chips. Like what area of the UK you're in. But I have had gravy on chips. There are places that, like, for example, if I have chips with meatballs, like in IKEA, they do chips and meatballs with gravy. Meatballs and gravy is not a common thing here, though. For me, that's like an IKEA meal. It's not like a... Like, for me, meatballs go with a pasta, personally. Although we do have a stroganoff with meatballs, which is quite nice, a homemade one. That's very nice. I don't know where stroganoff is traditionally from, but it feels like a very British meal. I don't know if it is or not. It just feels like one. You get a tea? What'd you get, man? What tea do you have? Do you mean tea as in dinner? Do you mean tea as in, like, drinking tea? And if so, do you mean which... Is it an Austrian thing? I guess that explains the name. That would explain the name. My girlfriend does quite a nice homemade. Oh, as in, like, breakfast, like, English breakfast tea. Oh, what a lucky fella you are right now. I haven't had... Actually, no, did I have a cup of tea earlier? No, I don't think I did. I had a coffee. Stroganoff is Russian. Okay. Again, somehow that makes even more sense than the Austrian one. I could see it being Slavic, but, like... Yeah, I just never... to me, the way it is... This is the thing that gets me when people, like, bash British food, right? To me, I could guess that Stroganoff wasn't British, purely based off the name. But to me, that is, like, a very British type of food. So when people, like, from Russia go, oh, British people have no food culture. I'm like, bro, like, first of all, like, that's the only dish I know from Russia, right? So first of all, your food is not world famous. Okay, don't come at me. Second of all, your one famous food, it could easily be a British meal. Like, easily. Like, I still stand by that we need to share curry between us and the subcontinent. Okay, we need to share curry, okay? Because there are some curries, man, that are just British food, man. It's fact. It's fact, mate. Due to the rationing years, yeah. Yeah, war rationing sucks. Like, I don't know what anyone expected, but people don't obviously take that into account. I might play it again, because I actually got loads of credits for that. Yeah, I'll go play again. The war rationing days, like, the food was not exactly extravagant or fancy or, you know, built for flavour. But some banging meals came out of it, man. Some absolute... Because we used things that we would never have used before. They translated after the rationing into... going into meals that we never would have put them in before we had to have them, right? So we actually ended up, after the rationing, finding out so much more that worked. If I'm not mistaken, some fish were, but the main fish that's used for fish and chips, which is cod, wasn't. But That then led to a cod shortage later on, which is where the fishing wars with Iceland come in. Oh man, it'd be so good to grow your own veg, man. My mum did that for years. She was a big believer in it. Big believer that it tastes nicer when you grow it. And also she really enjoyed it. So she grew loads of veg. And she grew herbs and stuff. She grew lots and lots of basil and mint. Things like that. Bro, that's why I grow my bank account and hop over and buy a kebab. It tastes nicer that way. Just kidding. There is no growth in my bank account. Just sadness. It's actually well sad. One of my old work friends, one of the lads, you know, was like, bro, me, you, and this other guy, who we full name him every time we address him, because it's just a thing we've been doing for years. We just, every time we address him by his full name. It's just a thing, don't worry about it. Point is, he's like, me, you, and him, Battlefield 6 is going to be so great tomorrow. I was like, bro, I can't get it. I ain't going to be joining you. I'm sorry. And he was like, bro, I am so sad. I thought the OG crew was going to get together. I was like, mate, you tell me about it. Tell me about it. I'm like the only person who isn't getting it. The only person who wants it who isn't getting it. It's like broke so many records on pre-orders. There's no, yeah. Do you know how bad it is though? Do you know how bad it is out there right now, right? I was watching a video the other day. They've started to be really recommended in my feed. So I just started to watch them, you know, why not? And it was like how to turn an economic disaster into wealth or something. It was like this like advice thing on when the next big recession / economic disaster hits, how you can poise yourself in a good position to actually profit from it as like a regular person. I was like, why am I watching this? How desperate have I gotten? Makes a good lot of sense though. If you save before the crunch, when the crunch happens, you can buy things that when the crunch ends will become more valuable, right? But big short advice, yeah, man. It was bad. It was bad, man. Yeah, it's desperation at its finest. Normally, I just brush that stuff off and go, ah, what a load of nonsense. You know, when someone tells me to invest in something, I'm like, ah, look, I get it. Investing can do you really well, but, you know, it's kind of gambling in a sense, and a lot of it's pyramid schemes and, you know, blah, 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 you know. But I saw this video and I was like, you know what? I'm desperate. You know what? Life ain't doing so hot right now. Shit. Well, gambling and crypto, yeah. Well, a friend of mine was a day trader for a while. At the time when it was going well. At the time when it was all the rage, you know. And he said, you know, it is good, but like, you're not gonna become some sort of millionaire through it. Certainly not overnight. Certainly not with day trading, you know. Day trading is never, you know, like, it's never going to pay out as much as in all the movies where they're trading for years and years. You know, you got to be patient with these things. But I was also like, I don't have the pot to invest. You know what I mean? I don't have the startup fund to start investing. So it doesn't matter whether it's day trading or, you know, properly investing and all that, right? Like, I don't have the startup. If I put X amount of money into an investment, I will be sleeping on a mattress down the alleyway. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you want from me, you know? It's like, it's great advice if you're already in a more fortunate position. If you're gonna, they always say never invest more than you can afford to lose. That's what they say. So for me, that's nothing. You know? Real people's misery, yeah. Yeah. That's the way it can be sometimes, man.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
So it can be sometimes. Small earn of $1 million. Yeah. Man, I wish. I sometimes I really think like, is it like, should I should really start praying and praying and praying that someone somewhere is gonna accidentally put my name in their will or something. Like, I know that's so horrible, but like, there's no other way. There's no other way that I'm gonna be successful. I mean, maybe my work might take a massive upturn at some point, but I don't enjoy my job. Everything is so shit. Yeah, oh yeah. So the TV company, so this is a fun thing, right? The TV company has been harassing us for a while now about paying our license, which I know it's such a British joke, but we have a TV license in the UK because one channel doesn't want to play ads, so they force us into a license, even though every other channel just plays ads anyway. But it's a legal requirement no matter what channel you watch. Anyway, I don't watch telly. I don't watch any live TV. Occasionally I'll watch something on like Disney. Occasionally I'll watch something on Netflix. Those guys are exempt from the TV license because they're streaming services. Which apparently the BBC want to make them not exempt, which is questionable at best. But anyway, that's not the point. So I don't need one, but the company has been harassing us to no end to pay for a license. And for the most part, I've just been ignoring them because I don't use their service. They have no business harassing me. But now I'm at the point where like I should just reply to them and say I don't use your service, leave me alone. But it's just the principle of the amount of harassment they do before you end up getting fed up and being like, no, leave me alone. You know, license come with your birth certificate. It's really, I'd love to say it's really not that bad here, but I mean, it's gradually getting more and more like tight on those things. Slowly but surely, there's more and more things that you need to prove and show, which is just kind of frustrating. Like, life shouldn't be getting harder as you get older. It should be getting easier, I think. That ain't happening right now. Ain't happening right now. I'm a big believer that life should get easier as you get older, and it's your government's job to make it so that your life gets easier while they're in charge, you know? That's like the whole reason they're in power, right? Is to serve the people. That's kind of how democracy is supposed to work, right? I've agreed, to be honest, I said to myself earlier, I'm not doing more politics because I don't want to go to jail for criticizing the government. So I'm not going to do any more politics. The "we live in a society" meme has never been more relevant than me saying I don't want to go to jail for criticizing the government in a quote-unquote democratic nation. Allegedly. Allegedly, people go to jail for that these days. Allegedly. I can't even say allegedly because it's not a court of law. They'll just take you and throw you away. I've learned one valuable lesson recently, that's if the government wants to, the government's going to. You know? I've been saying this for years when conspiracy theorists are like, oh, I use a VPN because I don't want to be tracked by the government and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, if they want to, they're going to. No VPN going to stop them. Would you watch a depressed loser make shit on Adobe Illustrator? Bro, I don't even own Adobe Illustrator. What do you want from me? I hope you're not referring to yourself, because if so, no, I wouldn't watch that idiot. No, just kidding. I would, but I don't think you're a depressed loser. I can't speak for how you feel, but I wouldn't make that assessment of yourself, personally. I wouldn't say that about you. You didn't hear that from me, though. You didn't hear me say that about you. That was someone else. VPN doesn't do shit. Yeah, I've always been a believer that it's like, if you use a VPN because you want to access content that's region locked, fair play. You're not really supposed to, you know, like the government don't like that sort of stuff, but fine. I get that's a valid reason. If you use it because you think it protects you from the government, you are naive, because it just doesn't. They are literally the government. They can do whatever they want. Even in here in the UK, we're not. I've been learning a lot recently about the definition of democracy, right? One thing I learned, shout out by the way, Sean, One thing I learned from him recently is that technically speaking, there are no democracies, because the technical definition of a democracy is that the people make the decisions. We don't make the decisions, we just choose the leader who makes the decisions. So technically we're not a democracy, right? So it's one thing I've learned recently is they do whatever the hell they want and it doesn't matter because we've elected them and we can't remove them without violence, right? And we don't want violence. Nobody wants violence. I'm not advocating violence, you know? But like if we tell them to leave, they can just say no. There's this, you know, that's how the world works. That's how the UN works. That's how the Court of Justice works, the International Court. You say, don't do that. They say no. You go, okay, I can't make you without a fight. And you don't want the fight, you know? So, yeah. It's crazy. True democracy without voting for major decisions. Yeah, I like, don't get me wrong. I'm not out here saying right or wrong. Is democracy better than what we have? You know, because in my personal opinion, I think there are too many stupid people running about. Like, there's too many people that refuse to be educated. Not about going to school or anything like that, right? It's just fact-checking, researching, listening to other people's conversations, hearing the other side of the argument. Nobody wants to do that anymore. So few people want to do that anymore. And for that reason, I actually don't think it's a good idea to give everybody a say in every major decision, because the majority don't care to educate themselves. So we can't give them the power, unfortunately. But picking a leader is good enough, as long as you pick the right leader. Again, in most modern countries, the right leader isn't picked, right? Ever, right? So, it's a sad world. It's a sad world. But, you know. John Q and Jane Q. Yeah, like the average person. Yeah, I always find that daft, right? You know, I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if you're referencing something that's happened, like, in real life. If there is actually, like, a not my president movement in a country. Like, whether it's, yeah, you know, I mean, maybe that's what happened in Nepal. I don't know. But I always find that a bit daft. Like, for non-political reasons, I find that a bit daft. Because at the end of the day, he is. Whether you like him, whether you even voted for him, is irrelevant to the fact that he holds the title, right? Or she. But, you know, I think the only female leaders currently are prime ministers, not presidents, as far as I'm aware. So technically, I am correct by saying he. I find that daft, you know, because it's a matter of my feelings versus object fact, right? And I always find that a bit daft. I know that the sentiment behind it is I don't want them, but the literal message is wrong. You know, the literal message is wrong, and I find that kind of amusing. Vote in Discord is still the best thing that you can say and be genuinely telling the truth. It's crazy. I've always been a big believer that we should separate feelings and fact, and that's why that statement, even though I get the sentiment behind it, the statement still winds me up, because it's just objectively wrong. There's no way you can look at it and it not be objectively wrong. Emotionally, sure, like I say, you could not want that person, but factually, that person sits in that position. You're just protesting them sitting in that position. You saying they're not in that position doesn't make them not in that position, right? I don't know the ins and outs of what happened in your country any more than I know what happened in Nepal, but I just can't believe in this modern world. I can't believe what happened. Craziness. Don't get me wrong, that's not a statement on whether I'm for or against it. That is just an objective, oh my god, that really happened. Wow, that really happened, you know? I don't know where you're coming from with that, though, so I'm not going to make a comment on whether or not, you know, it's right, wrong, whatever. I mean, it's your own opinion, so it can't be wrong, can it? It's your opinion. Might not be the same as my opinion. I don't know what you mean by it. So, but what I will say is, again, I don't know where you're coming from. So, this isn't an argument against what you said. But in my experience, as someone who doesn't believe nor practice, and as someone who does believe, and I'm not going to say it aloud just because I don't want to be contentious, someone who does believe that that specific subject shouldn't control, what's the word I'm looking at? It shouldn't determine governance of a nation, I don't think. I think nations that use it as their pivotal constitutional foundation tend to be less accepting of difference and accepting of change and blah, 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 right? That being said, I do think it's so important to learn about it. As someone who isn't interested in it at all, I thoroughly enjoyed learning about it because it taught me about people. I learned so much about people. I gained a lot of respect for a lot of people from learning about it. I gained a mild amount of fear for certain people through learning about it. But learning about it, I think, really benefited me as a neutral person. I could absolutely see if you sit on one side of the argument, if you're a believer in one thing or the other, that you wouldn't want to learn about the other so much. So I can understand from that point of view. But as me as a neutral party, I think learning about it was so important. And I think it is important, especially for people like me who sit neutrally, not being one side or the other. It's important to understand both sides, I think, for people like me. Again, I can understand people sitting on one side of the fence might not want to learn about the other, and that makes sense as well. The main thing I learned about it, which is a valuable lesson I genuinely try... I was even talking to someone about it today. I was even talking to someone about it earlier today. The fact that I don't agree with it doesn't mean that I don't give it respect. Because I understand what it means to that person, and that came from learning about it in a school environment. If I'd have just gone out and learned on my own, I don't think it would have made a damn difference. But there were people in my class environment when I was learning about it who sat on different... When I was in school, and I'm gonna spoil the bag here, but when I was in school and I did religious studies, which was the name of how we learned it, in my class we had several different Christian denomination people. We had Muslims and we had Hindus in my class. So learning religion in that environment was incredibly, like... There was an opportunity there for me to really further my knowledge. I didn't learn as much as I should have. I didn't take as much from it as I should have because, again, in the modern world, I was so scared of saying the wrong thing. I was so scared of asking a question that got me in trouble. I was too worried to ask the right questions to learn as much as I could have. But I do think learning about religion was crazy. To crack open a... Did you hear that? No. It's a Pepsi. First of all, I don't know anyone who drinks Guinness from a can. I don't drink Guinness at all, but I don't drink beer on stream. I have had cider on stream before, but that was a Pepsi. I think it's so important, especially as a neutral party, because I could totally understand how... And it was evident in my class, right? The kids who were very strong in their beliefs, particularly there was like 2 Muslim kids and then a bunch of like Catholic kids. They didn't really want to hear about the others' religions very much. You know, they weren't that interested in hearing about the others' religions. But the kids who were agnostic or atheist and the Hindu kids as well, they were like, yeah, I'll learn about these other people, like, because it will further my knowledge and my people skills. Because if I understand what that person believes, I can understand them as a person better, right? Why do they do certain things? Why do they speak in a certain manner? What phrases they use, you know? Like, it was a big thing for me. And one of my uncles, my auntie, right, who, by the way, is the most typical 70-year-old English woman you'll ever meet. Like, she's such a basic white old lady. She married an Egyptian man and converted to Islam at the age of, like, 57, right? Like, quite late in life to have a radical shift in ideals, right? And this uncle, I've spoken about him a bit because he's such a fucking legend, my Egyptian uncle, right? He's got no blood connection, but he's an absolutely legendary man. I've spoken about him a fair bit on stream because he's like one of the realest dudes I've ever met. And Aunt a real one, yeah, she genuinely is mad. She's genuinely nuts, by the way. She's a nutty aunt. She's the one that does, like, at the age of like 68, was flying to Spain for a boot camp, for like a fitness boot camp. And I'm like, Jesus, you know, she's like, she's the crazy aunt who turns up hopping, wearing sports gear, and it's like, you're only the age you feel, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're going to injure yourself. She's in great physical health, but like she's got to be putting strain on herself as she's closing into like mid-70s, you know, like crazy unc that buys all the kids candy, bro. You're like my age. You're no crazy unc yet. Unless you're a really young one. Sometimes I kind of act like that, but I do have a nephew now, so I am an uncle now. But I'm not a crazy uncle yet until I turn up and I see the child and I throw the child in the air and everybody around me holds their breath while I throw this child in the air. Everyone around me is like, I'm like throwing the child up in the air. I'm catching him. I wouldn't throw him if I didn't think I could catch him. Like, I'm just having fun with him, you know. He's a 2/3-year-old boy. Like, he loves to be thrown in the air. He loves airtime. Like, that boy loves to be a rocket, you know. But you have an adult nephew? How old's your oldest sibling? You must be quite an age difference if your nephew's only a few years younger than you. You know, I tried to be the fun uncle. That's my job. I gotta be the fun uncle. I gotta be more fun than dad is my plan, you know. I gotta be that guy. Yeah, I only have the one nephew, though. Two of my siblings, well, one of them is not a kid person. The other one is planning on having a kid through a very expensive means. Like, I can't remember what the word for it is, but basically they're going to go through like a donor process, but in a very expensive way. The way they explained it seems scientifically impossible, so I'm not going to go into it particularly, but the way they explained it didn't make much sense. As far as I'm aware, you can't just splice DNA all over the show to have all, for example, all, I know what IVF is, you donkey. I know what IVF is. It's not that. It's not that. What they explained it is that they're going to have both of their... They're going to somehow splice two eggs together, so it's both of their baby. But as far as I'm aware, two eggs don't work. Like, as far as I'm aware, that's not a thing. Like, you need a sperm. So I don't know how that's going to work. But yeah. But the way they were looking at doing it is very expensive. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I'm probably going to have one, maybe two nephews for the foreseeable. Until I'm, like, too old to throw them about. So, you know. I won't be the fun uncle by the time the rest of my nieces and nephews are born, you know. It's a big sag. You can do that? Can you do that? That doesn't seem... Science doesn't seem like it's agreeing with that one. How do you have only eggs and it work? Because the eggs aren't by default fertile. Like, they're fertile, but they're not fertilized. You know what I mean? I don't understand that one. Me no get that one. I don't need a full science lesson. I just didn't know that was possible. Oh yeah, but you still have the... It's very cutting edge. It'd have to be a really sharp knife to cut a cell, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, from my understanding, it's very expensive. Doesn't make it any easier that they're talking about the fact that you can do it. They're looking to do it in a place like Turkey, which is also expensive to get to. So, like, there's a lot of expense involved. So, I don't imagine that's happening in the near future. So, my whole point was I've got one sister who has a kid and wants another. So I think I'm with the one nephew for now, you know. Despite having a big family, and my oldest sisters being 32, both 31, yeah, I've only got the one nephew. Not the Turkey trip. Yeah, I don't get the whole... Do you know what the crazy thing is, though? Like, we've got pretty good science here, you know? Like, we're pretty on the edge of scientific breakthroughs. We've got some really great universities, some really great laboratories. Like, they are cutting that edge. Do you know what I mean? Like, in places here. Yet still, you hear about people going for procedures and it goes horribly wrong, and then they go to Turkey and they do it better. It's like, how can we be right on the forefront of the breakthrough and then fuck it up once we already know what it is? Like, I don't understand how that works. Older sister's over 40, damn. You got a hell of an age gap, man. I'm only 8 years for me. To be fair, my kind of a funny story. I don't know how much about it I should say really, but my girlfriend's parents have a much bigger age gap between them than they thought. Well, than her mum thought at the time. Her dad lied about his age. All still legal stuff, nothing dodgy going on, but he lied about his age. And so, because he is like significantly younger, he went on to have another kid. When he was at the age where people stop having kids, that's when he had another kid. And so the age gap between my girlfriend and her youngest sibling is massive. Because he was really young when he had her, right? Like, kind of mad. Kind of mad. Well, her newest half sibling. But those things happen. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it does create difficult dynamics, right? It creates really difficult dynamics when siblings are in different generations. It's hard. It's hard. One of my cousins, I always knew as my auntie because she's about 30 odd years older than me. So I always knew her as an auntie, and she has kids that are older than me. You know, her kids are older than me. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm in a different generation being talked to like shit by my cousin's children. Like, because they talk to everyone like shit apparently because they're older than me. Like, it creates weird family dynamics, you know. Nothing wrong with it, but like I say, it can create difficult dynamics. But that's because, again, because that cousin is the child of my dad's oldest sibling, and my dad's got a bigger age gap with his oldest sibling than I've got with mine, and she had that child young. So again, the gap just gets further and further and further. I think he had like a 15-year gap, and she had the kid at like 18. And whereas I was born when my dad was 40, right? So, like, the gap just gets further and further apart. It's quite extreme. Yeah, my parents were super old when I was born. It's kind of, not super old, but like at the age where medical professionals were saying maybe don't. You know, they were like, we don't have a son. They were like, maybe you just don't have one. You know. And I don't mean that from like, again, I don't mean that from a point of people shouldn't do it, but risks to both the mother and child are quite high when you get past 40. Like, pretty high. When you get to late 30s, the risks start climbing out of control. But people do it. I mean, I'm here, aren't I? I don't think there's anything wrong with me. I'm sure people would disagree. I played War Thunder for years, but I'm going to return to the base.
Ship is on fire.
Oh damn, man. I was kidding. That's really bad that my first instinct was to say GG there, but what, like, fair play for, like, getting through that, man. I mean, that's no joke. That's no joke at all. Bad that my first reaction was GG, but, you know, we move. But, like I said, fair play, mate, for getting through that. That's a rough deal. That's a rough deal. That's no joke. Mate, do you know why? Because you're built of different stuff, mate. You are so genetically strong after surviving that, it's not even funny. You are basically superhuman after that. They called it Tylenol? Wait. So, Tylenol is what the US call paracetamol. How's it going, Snow? Is that a real thing? Because that changes everything about the whole Tylenol gives autism statement that they made.
The ship is on fire.
That's because that makes that even funnier. That makes that genuinely funnier. Oh my god, that's hilarious. So they're saying paracetamol, or paracetamol, if you will. That is so funny. That is actually hilarious. Oh my god. And these people run countries. That's hilarious. That's so fun. I had paracetamol yesterday, boys. I like, not because I love it, because I've been ill, but Only small amounts. I don't do medicines really. I don't do like pills and stuff. So I have Lemsip with paracetamol in it when I'm unwell, because I just don't like swallowing tablets. I also don't want to dose myself up constantly. So I try and fight through any illness, and if I can't, then I'll lean on the paracetamol. I don't want to get a dependence on it. Obviously, Doge. You got to top it up, man. You got to hit that next level. I can't believe that that's what Tylenol is. That is so funny. That is so funny. I saw recently when they said about it, and I thought, huh, must be some sort of drug we don't have here. Oh, man. I regret to inform you, Snow. That's just not how it works. It annoys me when people say stuff like that.
Action stations.
That is the definition of like a boomer or like a Karen thing to say. You know, always trying to be a smart ass when you're younger. You know? Ah, this is wrong. Oh, well, it wouldn't have been that way if, you know, like that was my nutting. Also, that's just not how headaches work. Like, yes, sleep and drinking water can improve or reduce the chance of headaches, but that's not what causes them. Like, sometimes it does, but not always. Not every headache is caused by that. Like, see, Snow's not addicted to Tylenol, and he's very autistic. We've already debunked the entire US health sector. Insane stream. We're so insane. We've just performed medical genius. I don't know what words I'm trying to put together there. Maybe I've had too much paracetamol. Ooh, Doge. Headache and a migraine. Yeah, like, there are different variations caused by different things, but to always be like... The point I was trying to make is not whether or not it can cause a headache. It was more that it annoys me personally when someone just tries to blame it on something smug and it's your fault. That's what annoys me. You know, when I say, like, when I've been gaming for 20 hours straight and I say, oh, my eyes hurt, and my girlfriend says, because you've been gaming 20 hours straight, I'm like, get off my back. That's nothing to do with it. Obviously, I'm joking, but you know what I mean. Nobel Prize. We should actually get a Nobel Prize. This chat should get a Nobel Prize right now. I'm still blown away that Tylenol and paracetamol are the same thing. That's still deeply affecting me. What's going on with him? Oh, no. No, Doge. I didn't see that. I don't want to see that. Why did they do that? Why do we need to cross that line between something that's a special personal moment and a live stream? Look, I get it. If your life is on this website, you might be like, cool, wonderful. I'm breaking new ground. I'm doing something no one else has ever done before. But that is an immensely personal moment. Not only for you, who's trying to make money off it, and sure, if you're the mother, you can try and make money off that because you're going through it. But what about the child? Who one day is going to be like, oh, look, there's me all over the internet being born. It's so personal to just put online, you know. In my opinion, those things should be a family thing. Where you have you and family and no one else. Just my opinion. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Yeah, also that's the other thing, right? Some privacy and some protection for your child. The internet is not actually a safe place, contrary to popular belief. I wouldn't be putting my child on it on their first breath. You know, I've always said that like it would be an absolute miracle dream. It would be a miracle dream for me to become a successful creator in any form. But if I did, like my kids would, at an age where they're able to make the decision, I would ask them if they wanted to be part of any content. I'm not going to monetize them. I might change my mind and sell out. You never know. One of those days might come and I might sell out and I might be like, do you know what? No, I want to make money off my kid. But I can't, right now, I'm happy to stand by and say, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Our team has taken the lead.
Yeah. I don't even think I'd post a family pic unless I plan to actually introduce my... What was that dispersion? Unless I actually plan to introduce my kids to it, I don't even think I'd post a family pic. I wouldn't want the internet seeing what they look like and knowing them on that personal level unless they were a big part of it. Snow, not particularly. I mean, you're more than welcome to come and give me I told you so's and ask me to explain myself, but I'd rather not physical violence, if you wouldn't mind. What is that dispersion? That second gun is a joke. This is American, Doge. This is an American ship, but fair play. British guns. A brotherly one. Hey, look, if I ever genuinely sold out my morals, which I don't think I would, to be honest. Maybe I would. Everybody likes to say they wouldn't. Maybe I would. I don't know. But I would like to say now that I wouldn't. If I ever did, I would hope for people close to me to be like, what are you doing? You know, and shake me. I don't think a brotherly punch in the face is really what I'm calling for, though. You know, whether you phrase it brotherly or not, I don't think it's what I want necessarily. Sinop is so it's so fun to play. I'm going to call you and swear at you. Do it. Do it. Like, I would rely on people close to me in those situations. If I ever was getting over my head, I would hope that people close to me would, like, you know, have that kind of, like, courage to call me out on it and try and get me back on my, back in myself, you know? Like, I'm all about that. Like, I don't mind. Like, people call me out. Like, one of my closest friends who I used to work with, he had a very tough love approach to us becoming friends. Which was, he cared enough to give me the bad news. He cared enough to tell me to sort my shit out and stop making excuses, you know? You know, every day I'd turn up to work and I hated it for a while, that job. And every time I turned up, he'd be like, no. You're not going to say, oh, I hate it and not bother. You're going to do it whether you hate it or not because that's the right thing to do. And I learned that lesson. And I'm grateful to him for it. Just because I hate it doesn't mean I still don't have a responsibility to do it, you know? Firmly letter of complaint. Yeah, do that. Do that. Do that, Snow. Please. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Especially, like, guys like you guys who are here to witness me say these things, right? And by that point, let's be honest, by that point, you guys are going to be like the old guard. You kind of already are. But I would hope that you'd be like, what are you doing? You said you'd never do this. What have you become? And if I have a genuine reason, then hopefully you guys would accept that. But if I don't have a genuine reason, then keep going. God, nah. Old yes. Fair. Are we going to lose this? I'm going to be very sad if we lose this. Wait, there's a Sinop. That's not my Sinop though, right? Spokesman for Boeing. What does that even mean? I mean, I know what it means, but how and when and why are you saying these things? Please explain. Shimano, please cap. Shimano, please cap. Hey, Sean, how you doing, buddy? Planes are built correctly, guys, please. No. The Shimanto died, so we are screwed. Los Andes is not beating the Sinop to the cap. The Sinop's been going for ages. If the Sinop begins to cap, we're in big, big trouble. If the Los Andes gets there first, we might be okay. I doubt he's going to get there first. The Sinop's been going for a while. Unless the Sinop has turned back around. Maybe on chance the AI has thought, no, I'm going to go for the... Nope, nope, we've lost. It's never happening. Shame, because this would be a nice earnings to our last... This would be the last game we need to do. Bro. That's so tragic that we're going to lose on the cap like this. That's so tragic. He's not trying, is he? He's not trying. He's just not trying. Okay. Brilliant. Average teammate. He's not going to bother. If he could just get there and engage him, we'll win on time. Like, we'll win on points with time. Okay, he's going. I think he's going for it. Should I just put you're live on Twitch? Don't fuck this up. Battlefield 6 in 12 minutes. Oh, God, it's the 10th today. Oh, no, I got a text. Okay, it's from my phone provider. Every time I see a text notification come up, I'm like, please don't be my boss. Please don't be my boss. Please don't be my boss. Especially when it's out of the blue. I'm glad I'm the only one who hasn't got Battlefield 6 yet. Really good. Guys, if you want to see me stream Battlefield 6, click that link below and donate. Oh, dear. If you guys do want to Duolingo, though, you know, sub for Duolingo, boy. Oh. That part is true. You actually do get Duolingo at the moment when doing subs. That is a real thing. Yeah, I can't believe they've upped the Xbox. Didn't they up it by like more than £10 a month or something? $10 a month, right? So bad. Such a bad choice. It was... They upped it by 15. It was really good value when it was like $10.99 a month. That's good value, I think, for a ton of games, and then access on PC and on Xbox for someone who has both, right? Now it's like, what, 30 something? Nah. Just nah. What do you think about Saudi oil buying EA? I don't know, like, it's a dangerous prospect, but I don't know if anything will actually change for us in the near future. I doubt it will. Like, people are going crazy about how dramatic things are going to happen. I don't believe anything dramatic is going to happen because that's not a sensible business decision. Like, people are saying more microtransactions. Yeah, probably, but that's what a lot of studios are doing anyway. EA has already been doing that. But when people are saying stuff like I saw the other day that Sims are going to ban Woohoo before marriage because it's owned by a majority Muslim shareholder, I was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Like, that is we forget that the CEOs of EA are also follow religions that also don't allow sex before marriage. They didn't ban it in the game. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Battlefront 3 is never happening, is it? It's just never happening. This guy going broadside when he's clearly outmatched is kind of interesting. He's a second... I know he's secondary, so he's got to go a bit broadside, but he should really be just trying to farm the guy down. If he gets hit once, he's dead. The Sinop is... It hits really hard. What, Tosh? I can't tell if you're serious or not. That's the stage we're at. Can't tell if that's a dead serious comment from you. Yeah, I think Ultimate was a good value, but not anymore. Sad about that. Sad about that. I'm not going to buy it again. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of it temporarily, I thought. Now it's permanently gone. I don't know if I genuinely don't know if Doge is dead serious or not. It could go either way. Could definitely go either way. The guys that live across the road from me have a really, really nice house and it's for sale. And I was looking at it because it's for sale and I'm just like thinking about owning a house one day, which is probably impossible. And it's kind of out of my budget, but you know, I thought it's a really nice house, you know. And now I'm looking over there and the dude's getting in his Porsche. It's a nice house, but it's not a that owner drives a Porsche kind of house. But that owner does drive a Porsche. So, hey, good for him. I hear work is good for some people. It is a very nice house. In this modern age, it's the kind of like nice house that most people will never be able to afford. So it's quite a nice 2-bedroom, quite a large floor size. So
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
but again, in this economy, you wouldn't think that guy could afford a Porsche. Nothing about that guy, just, you know, amount of money you got to earn to fuel a Porsche these days. I'm not 25 to 35. What about? You insult me, sir. I'm 24 and 10 months. Calling me 25. Not for 2 months, boy. 2 months and 3 days. I'm not counting, believe me. End of this year has arrived. Don't say that. Don't say it. It'll be true. This guy had a good go at it, though. To be fair to this guy, he has done vastly more damage to the Synop than the Synop's done to him, and the Synop has been angled the whole time. To be fair to this guy. But I think he's using AP, and at that angle, his best bet would be to set the guy on fire, which he has not done. So, you know. I'm like that, though. I don't use AP, HE very much on my 16-inch battleships, because I don't like it. It's too inaccurate to actually properly do fires, because it reloads too long. But... oh, wait, has he got him on fire? Oh, he's got him on fire, probably with secondaries. Those look like AP shells to me. Although they might be HE shells. I might be criticizing this guy for something he's actually doing right. That might be my bad. He might be about to win this. Fair play to this guy. He's getting a +1 for that. He had me worried in the middle there, but he pulled it out. He had me worried in the middle there, but he pulled it out. Also, I needed that for the creds. He had me nervous, but he pulled it out in the end. Oh God, what did you send me? What? That looks mental. It's kind of funny though. I kind of want to get the new skate, but I've heard it's just Fortnite with skateboards. That's the actual description of it that I received from someone. It's just like Fortnite, but with skateboards, and that really put me off because they said it in a bad way as well. They weren't saying it like, oh, it's fun and popular Fortnite. They were saying it like it's made for kids Fortnite. So, I was never a big Fortnite person, personally. For earning credits, I got credits. Let's go. Hang on, how did I go from only 2 battles to 5 that quick? Damn. Well, it's got creds. Let's go. Didn't see the title? What do you mean? Okay. Oh, did you share it in the Discord? How is Snow looking at the thing that's in my DM? I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused by that. Let's play the Napoli. In the walls. Sounds like it, mate. Sometimes I do wonder with you. Do you just DM everyone, Doge? Is that what you do? Are you that guy? Please, that's the title. Oh, I'm typing W's. Right, I don't know what to aim for now that my Liberty Harbour thing is screwed. I'm kind of annoyed about that.
Battle starts.
I must admit, I'm kind of frustrated about that. I started playing the Pro Skater remakes the other day, and now I'm like really back interested in skateboarding again. And then Skate comes out, and then I hear it's not very good. It's very sad. I might just get back into skating. My skateboard still lives by my front door. I just haven't picked it up in multiple years. I put it by my front door when I moved in. Just out of habit, I was like, I'll put that right by the door where I can grab it on the way out. And I haven't since I moved in. But I still did it. In the move, I was like, I know where this belongs. Might be releasing in 1 hour. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Already letdowns. Oh, dear. Glad I didn't buy that Battlefield, eh? Very sad, very sad. I wanted it. Wanted it. Do you want to play a really good, really fun game? If you say Helldivers, I'm timing you out. I like Helldivers. Sean's getting a timeout. Hang on. Why can't I access mod mode? It's a good question. What's up, Snow? Downhill domination. I think I've heard of that. Look in the Discord. Uh-oh. I saw your Helldivers picture, but I didn't enlarge it because it's a link to the Steam Workshop and I am actively streaming. Yeah, we're getting HE for this. I think I'm the one spotting, unfortunately, so there is no hope for this. Now you go broadside, you absolute mother... I will look at it. I will look at it, Snow, but I'm not going to get it right this second.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Whew.
Ship is on fire.
Yeah, I think I'm too close to smoke now. Let's see how we can pull this off, eh?
Problem solved, sir.
Can we pull this off?
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Oh, what? This guy's going to dodge all my shells. Let's see if I can hide. Yes, I can. Oh, you're joking, hydrophones. I think it's this guy. I don't know. Yes, it's this guy. I need to leave. I require an exit.
Ship is on fire.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Smoke screen set.
I might hit one of them. I might hit both of them, actually, if I'm lucky. Yeah, I hit one of them. And I hit the second one. Nice.
Problem solved, sir.
What does doing hood when facing the Bismarck mean exactly? If by that you mean being a better ship but getting unlucky, then yeah, I guess I am doing that. Charging at the enemy alone again, bro. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm all about. It's literally my entire shtick.
Fighter returning to ship.
Felt good for a moment. Oh dear. Go on. What the hell is that noise?
Victory is in sight.
Enemy battleship foundered.
Our victory is in sight.
Oh damn! Why would that make me feel good? That's sad. That's pretty horrible for them. Why would that make me feel... How awful do you think I am that I'd feel good at someone else's misfortune? That sounds pretty shit. That's actually a big fear of mine, like a low-key fear of mine, is losing something or having it stolen like that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, okay, there's an upside to the story. Okay, that's awesome. Oh, that's really nice that people did that. I don't know what I would do. I honestly don't know what I would do. If that was me, you know. I don't know how I would handle that. Like, there's no way I'd be able to get my stuff back if I did that, you know. Sorry, Doge, what? I just... You say these words and they just make me feel sad. Sorry guys, I'm just like trying to adjust my seating position. Slept a bit funny and hurt my back and neck. Laughy time. Interesting. If any of you does want to join, by the way, obviously I have spaces. I'm open for people to join. I just need to have some good asymmetrics with some boosters on for the credit mission. I could do randoms and earn more credits and do it easier. But randoms require me to have a good game, which is going to be like 1 in every 5 games, whereas asymmetric will be 4 in every 5 games are good games. in these particular ships that are quite good, and I can, you know, like by good games I mean like 120k damage plus, which is gonna get me exactly what I need to do the challenge quickly. Crack your back, Doge, man. I would love that. You know the thing where, you know, if someone crosses their arms and then you pick them up and it releases their spine? I don't know if that's meant to be something that's actually good. I'm not recommending anyone do it, but I really want that to happen to me right now. I would like that to happen to me, like, right now. The feeling of, like, having tension release from your joints is so good. Sometimes it's not good. Like, I definitely, like, I saw a, spoke about this. I feel like I spoke about this on the subathon. That was kind of a blur, so I don't remember, but I saw a, what's the word for it? What's the word for someone who does that sort of stuff, but is, like, medically trained to do it? Not a chiropractor, before anyone says it. Because chiropractors, I don't think, are certified, technically. And there's another word for it, for someone who does it, but is much more qualified to, like, really know what they're doing. Masseuse? No, not masseuse. Not masseuse. Someone who, like... Because a masseuse is slightly different. They massage and they deal mostly with muscles. I'm talking about someone who deals with joints and bones and muscles as well to a lesser extent. But someone who does similar to what a chiropractor does, but is properly qualified to do it. I forget the word. The only word that comes into my head is orthodontist, but that's to do with your mouth, so I can't... I've drawn a complete blank on what they are. Drawn a complete blank. Physical therapist? No. Again, a physio is slightly more passive. They more sort of give you exercises to do that over time build you up. What's the word I'm looking for? Hang on a minute. Like a chiropractor, but not is a recommended search. Osteopath. That's the word. Osteopath. Those guys are good. Hey, Bruno. I do still play War Thunder. Not often. Like, really not often at all. Missiles are in this game? Not good. What do you mean, Pineapple? Welcome to the chat, by the way. I have not seen any missiles yet. I did hear that missiles are coming, but I've not seen any yet. But I do, yeah, Bruno, I do still play War Thunder, but very rarely nowadays. In fact, I haven't played it since I last streamed it. Are they in testing? I mean, I don't know how they're going to be implemented because I haven't seen any of the testing or anything like that. Like, I've not seen anything on them. I literally, someone said they're coming to the game soon, and I was like, cool beans, I don't need to know anymore. Because if I know more and it's bad, then it's just going to annoy me, regardless of whether they come to the game or not. You know, they're going to come to the game, right? But how are they implemented? Because if they're implemented on, like, if they're implemented similarly, like for guided missiles, if they work how planes work from carriers, it could be really, really damaging to the game. Really, really damaging to the game. If you can just guide a missile in across map and sit behind cover, that's probably going to hurt the game a lot. Unless they're really, really weak, in which case, why even bother at that point adding them? Like, you know.
Smoke generator started. Problem solved, sir.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
AP... What?
Our team has taken the lead.
Oh, okay. Well, they're dead now, but... See you later. Take it easy, Doge. Brilliant. We have no one to spot anything. I love that. Wow, he didn't last long.
Smoke screen set.
Oh no. Oh no. I want to get this Lepanto with a full broadside of. I'm gonna die here regardless. There's no escaping this situation, so. Hopefully they'll hit, but I doubt it. Don't know why I was aiming at the guns there. I just sighted in and fired, really. They just did not even scratch the surface, did they? I mean, it's a lot of damage, but they didn't even scratch the surface. We do, Doge. We do. We do. Absolutely. I'm curious, really, what you meant by that, Pineapple, to be fair. Again, you jumped in chat, dropped to not good, but I don't really know what you meant by it. That was interesting. I mean, look, man. While I do appreciate your attempts at talking shit, I came in and I did 130k damage, and I'm now gone, and it's not my problem anymore. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. This isn't a test on how long I can survive in the game. I'm fine with doing that. I don't press that go live button to prove to anyone that I'm the best player, you know. I just jump in to have fun. That's why I play asymmetric over randoms, is because I just... Nice. I didn't know it was a GIF. That's kind of cool. I have now successfully looked at what you sent, Snow, and I say to you, sir, thanks. Thank you. Like I say, it doesn't matter if it's like great for this mode or if it's bad for this mode. That is not what I'm measuring it against. I'm measuring it as that if we win the match is enough to get me the credits to complete my challenge, or get me to where I only need to have one more game to complete my challenge, right? I'm not playing competitively. I'm not trying hard. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not here to like prove anything. I'm just here to do my challenges. Yeah, but if I go slower, I won't get the damage. If I go slower, these guys that can one-tap the enemies are gonna one-tap them, you know? So I won't overall get more. Tell you what, I'll go into this game. I'll do what you say. I normally use AP on this anyway. I'll use AP. I'll go specifically for Citadel and Cruisers, and I'll take my time a bit more. I don't think I'll get as much damage. I think if our battleship players are remotely competent, I won't get as much damage. That's my belief on it. Bear in mind the bots just rush forward, so it's not like sitting in cover is going to really help me anyway. To be fair, I didn't even see the Buffalo or the Cleveland. I remember seeing one of the cruisers go broadside, but at that point I was just like, eh. Drink some water? Did you redeem a water thing? I mean, I'll drink some water anyway, because it's good for you.
Battle starts.
My back is really sore. Sitting in this chair, I must say, is not actually helping. I'm actually thinking, I've done my first couple objectives for the day. The Liberty Harbour thing was a complete flop, so unfortunately I can't even attempt that today, which is really annoying. So I'm actually wondering if I should switch to something else after I've done these challenges. Because I can get these challenges done pretty quickly, I think. I think so, anyway. So with the Harbour. I didn't get enough credits from today's daily fleet thing to unlock the missions. So I have no missions to do. I don't have Battlefield 6, man. I can't get Battlefield 6. I would like Battlefield 6, and I would stream it if I had it. I would, but I can't. I can't get it. So that's unfortunately just life. I would like to, you know. PayPal paying 3 Bro, I can't, like, don't get me wrong, that's a wise way of doing it. But I'm not in the situation to be taking on debts. You know, I'm just not in that place. I didn't know you could do that. That is really cool that you can do that. I didn't know that was even an option. I might have considered that if I'd known, like, earlier on, made some different choices, but I don't know if it's a good idea. How much is it, just out of curiosity, on Steam? I'm imagining like 70 quid. 60. That's not awful, in all fairness. I think that's cheaper than on console. A Baltimore. I think I can sit it out that. I think I can sit it out that. Let's give him some angle. And prepare. I'm going to try and force him to go broadside to me. Should be the same. I don't think it will be. I'll double check, but I don't think it will be. They massively overpriced things on console. I'm not entirely sure why.
Problem solved, sir.
Bruh. No sit out there. Let's have a double check. I don't think it will be, but if it is, that's good. But I mean, I was going to get it on the PC anyway over anything else. But let's have a look. Battlefield 6. Have a quick check. Phantom Editions are yeah, £70 for the standard edition on the PS5. Just stupid. It's just needlessly stupid. There's no need for it to be an extra £10 on console. There's just no need. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's to do with the you know, Sony and Microsoft taking a cut. Maybe. I know that's what people often will blame it on, but I don't know if there's any evidence to actually support that.
Enemy severely damaged.
Yeah, this Mecklenburg's got all the kills. Steam takes 30%. Okay, so it's not that then. I know, like, people love to bag on Sony and Microsoft whenever things are more expensive on console or not available on console. And often it is them doing something stupid. Like, absolutely, it is often those guys doing something stupid. But not always. Citadel straight through the back. That felt nice. Can I sit on this guy? Maybe. I shouldn't be broadside to this guy, I know that. But I was really hoping to get the Megami. I actually decided to not do that right at the right time, I think. Like, at the perfect time to get away with it. I should go under smoke, but I really want to Citadel this guy. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay.
Smoke generator started.
Come on.
Problem solved, sir.
Come on. Come on. Oh, it's because this guy's within 2k of me. Although my thing hasn't dropped to 2k yet. Why is my detection not dropped to 2k yet? There we go.
The ship is on fire.
Citadel through the rear tactic. How are you still shooting me? I've been hidden for a while. Wait, no, I wanna cap. Yeah, no, I know it does take a minute to go down, but where'd the Mecklenburg go?
Smoke screen set.
Well, there was no point in my smoke then. Oh, wait. Boys, we're gaming. We're gaming. Oh, we're such a pro gamer. We're such a pro gamer. Never mind, I'm visible again. Where did my shells go there? Where did my shells go? And why not into that target citadel? I used that way too soon. I don't know why I did that.
Torpedoes, direct front.
No. I killed myself there. I killed myself there because I accidentally used my extinguisher. I'm gonna have to use. I think I'm gonna have to use HE on this guy. Never mind. I mean, the fact that the Mecklenburg died there completely fucked me over. But oh well. I don't know. I don't know. Like, yeah, I was in a bad spot, but I think it was fine the first time. Although, oh, nice bread, Snow. Did you make that? Did you make that? Still just the green ones. Very sad. Oh, nice. Family had it nice. Did they make it? Oh, I did another one. Which one did I do? This one? I think. Oh. Nice. Very nice. That... Oh, no, that won't be complete after the next one. One more. One more. I'm going to keep that big booster on, although it is... I feel like 53 is running low, but maybe it's not running low. I'm going to do another game where I'm going to try more to not be in... Like, to be actively getting shot at. And see if I can get more. If I can get much more, that would be nice. I don't know how much more I can take it. Like, in my experience, maybe it's because they're bots, but in my experience, difference between like 112, which I was kind of getting there, and like 150, 170, which I feel like is going to be the max I'm going to get. I don't think there's a ton of credits in that compared to the length of gameplay that I'd have to do to make that up. But we shall see. It could be that I get a really lucky game, citadel most of my shots and hit my torps, you know, with heavy damage, and then that's easy and it happens in the first engagement. But it could be a game where I don't get those opportunities to make those, to do that damage, you know, like it could, the opportunities might just not be there for me to exploit, and it could take much longer. Like, I just don't know. Nice man, though. I like banana bread. Quite like banana bread. I've never had apple bread. I don't know what makes it apple bread, but I quite like banana bread. I'm not a massive banana person, but I like banana bread. Also, no spotter. Every time I want a spotter, there's no spotter about. Whenever I'm trying to brawl, there's always a DD pissing about not supporting me. But whenever I want to like stay in cover or stay in smoke and have a guy spot for me, no one. Not one in sight. I mean, to be fair, even when there is a DD, he's not spotting. He's pissing about somewhere. But can I shoot you down? You come for me? Just down that guy. I love how his health bars are not even moving, despite the fact that I am doing damage. Oh, does it only move when they get shot down? Is it only a... Also, I only shot down 2, but there was clearly 4 in the sky. Hello, game. Or did the other 2 just despawn after firing? Maybe they just despawned after firing. Again, if anybody wants to join, you know, I don't know what I'm going to, like, how long I'm going to be on here for. I'll be on here, obviously, longer if people want to play. And I don't know if I switch what I'll switch to. If I'm even going to switch, you know what I mean? I might not even switch. Brilliant.
The ship is on fire.
I fucked it here, haven't I, already? Go for these guys who aren't looking at me. Oh no, there's a Yorktown.
Torpedoes to port.
Oh, where'd they come from? I'm gonna beach myself, so hopefully I don't hit them.
Smoke generator started. Fighter destroyed.
That was just dreadful. That was so bad. I don't get using these big maps for 5-player teams and just throwing someone out on their own in the, like throwing a light cruiser. I'm not a light cruiser, I'm a heavy cruiser, but you know what I mean. Throwing like a cruiser on its own out in the middle of the map. I don't understand that. I'll never get that. I know I'm spotted, by the way, but...
Smoke screen set.
Yeah. I did hit with those torps. Do you hear that? Drop pod? Are you hearing the da-da-da-da? Radar is the bane of my existence. You can bugger off whoever you are. Yes! Get him out of here. Get him dead. Shit. Well, I didn't expect the Frederick to hit me there. I didn't expect that. That was even worse. That was even worse. The more I try, the worse I do, I swear. I should have just stuck to just going in and doing whatever. You could be next. Dear. I'm not going to play Helldivers today, I don't think. To be frank, like, I think Helldivers is a good game, and it's fun, but it's a lot. Like, it's a stressful game, I think, as well, at the same time. Like, I like things where I can just chill a bit more, and I don't have to take it seriously. If I'm actually not paying attention in Helldivers for half a second, I get blown up. It's not an experience that I really need right this second. We lost that one, so that probably means... maybe? No, I didn't. I'll do another one. At least I'm earning good credits doing this. I must have earned at least like 8 million because the missions require basically that. I was definitely earning better in the Missouri. Obviously, it's a tier 9, so that helps. But also, I was doing better. I was doing a lot better. But again, it wasn't a massive difference. It was like 100k credits for like 50k damage, you know? I was doing a third extra damage, but only getting like a fifth extra reward, if you know what I mean. If I was getting like 700 instead of 600k, but doing 150 instead of 115, like... I do think these maps should be smaller for this mode. Or not smaller, but I think people should spawn... You know the variations of the maps where it's only one cap? I think our team should spawn down here, and their team should spawn up here, and we should all spawn in a block. Personally. I'm no game designer, but that would be my my choice. That's what I would go for. This last one, I will try and take it seriously. And if it goes as badly as the last couple... Not badly, they haven't gone terribly, but if it's not as good... If it's not better than my previous ones, than my ones where I wasn't taking it seriously, then I'll stop taking it seriously again. Because again, that time I thought about my positioning, I was like, ugh, I'm too close to the enemies, I need to turn and retreat and pull back, and then I just took too many excess hits and side shots doing that. Whereas last time I just commit and just Leroy in and just get what I can while I'm there. What's up, sir? Don't get me wrong though, I do really like Helldivers and I enjoyed playing it on stream with you guys. That was a good lot of fun. And I'll probably do it again. I just don't think I'll do it today. I just don't think I'll do it today. Because today I'm feeling all sorts of not my best. And I just want to have the most chilled out experience I can today.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Too good not to clip on though. What was the it in question? Yes, 600 damage. Let's go, boys. Yeah, yeah.
Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy battleship detected. Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship sighted.
Wasn't I sit down?
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Torpedoes, direct front.
The crossfire is just gross.
Torpedoes, direct front. The ship is on fire. Smoke generator started.
This curve first better be spotting for me. There's one here.
Smoke screen set.
And the smoke's gone. I am reversing. That's just not happening, is it? I'm not penning right there. Oh, is it that guy reversing? The guy who I was hoping to get the torp hit on is just bailing. I feel like I could sit down the Monarch, you know. Maybe it's just my experience in the Monarch, armor-wise, wasn't amazing. So maybe I just feel like it's got less armor than it actually does have. But yeah, no, I can't go back, so I'm gonna get cross-mapped. One more try. Maybe not right on the armor belt, but hey, hey. Oh, I actually can Citadel the Monarch. I see.
Ship is on fire.
Are these fast enough? Let's find out. They're totally all hitting land, aren't they? Damn it. I'm too low health to be mucking about.
Problem solved, sir.
I'd love to take out his guns, but that's never happening.
The ship is on fire.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Torpedoes to start. Fighter airborne. Enemy cruiser detected.
Come on, outhill the damage. Outhill the damage.
Fighter destroyed.
I don't think it's a big enough difference to make it worth it. My personal experience of this is that it's not, like, playing more sensibly in this mode isn't making a massive difference. I don't think I should be sweating over playing sensibly in this mode. There we go. So it didn't really make much of a difference at all. My last game where I wasn't playing seriously, I got more than this. Sure, I wasn't playing perfectly there, but I was playing more seriously than I would have. Just meant I died slower, but yes, I died slower, but I didn't gain more. Wait, what? Drone carrying drones? Oh dear. What is this clip? Oh, that's well annoying. I'm gonna have to. Let's see what you're saying here. Yeah. I didn't expect the Frederick to hit me there. didn't expect that. That was even... What, the Frederick hitting me and citadeling me? That wasn't an ammo debt. That was a citadel hit. I don't really get what the joke was there. I'm gonna be honest with you, buddy. I didn't get what the joke was there. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I don't really know what the funny bit was. Just trying to stretch my back again, like in between games. Oh well. Right, guys, someone give me some inspiration here. Does anybody want to join? If so, what tier do you want to play? And if nobody wants to join, but actually, let's see if I can fully complete these missions before I look at changing. But if nobody wants to join, I'll just continue on this grind. I should get this after that match is finished. Then all I need to do is get the main battery hits, which I think the San Diego was my best bet for that originally. That's what I was doing best in anyway. Just asymmetrics, because again we just get flooded by enemies and I can just spam fire with that reload booster as well. I think it is the fastest firing ship I have by volume of fire. I guess not literally the fastest firing ship I have at all in any sense, but by volume of fire, I think when I'm aiming for getting the most hits, I think this thing having 14 main caliber guns with an only 8-second reload is a good upgrade on anything else. Definitely the most main battery hits I've gotten in any single match was in this thing. So, but I can't wait to find some ships that can do better, to be honest. Particularly light cruisers like this, because they're just racked with guns. I know there are destroyers with faster fire rates, but when they've only got 4 guns and I've got 14, I can make those hits up way quicker. With double the reload speed, I'm still making more. Indiana's just decided to go. I think one thing I should definitely be doing in asymmetric that I'm not doing is actually just grouping up with my team. Actually. Is that like a... yeah, it is like an Iowa class. Was Indiana one of the Iowa classes?
Let's give them a hard time.
It's a capture one as well. So with the capture ones, I tend to be much better at grouping up, to be fair, because I have to come and defend the objective. I completely forgot about that in some of the matches earlier today. I have been not paying a ton of attention today, I must admit, to the game. I've been very distracted by things. To be fair, we've had some pretty, like, I think, interesting conversation topics come up. And I'm also just not well. So, like, I'm contending with a sniffy nose and a blocked throat, and also my back is hurting. So I have been a little bit distracted, so I am sorry, guys. But at the same time, like I say, I think I've not done too bad. I've completed several of my missions. I've grinded credits faster than I've ever grinded them before, thanks to the old blue booster. That's what I think I should maybe do. Stick a blue booster on and grind a new ship. And then spend all those credits. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Nice now there. I hate to leave. You with the big superstructure. I want to shoot you. Aha, brilliant.
Problem solved, sir.
Nothing quite like dying in one hit. I want to play cruisers because I want to enjoy them, but getting absolutely abused in a single hit just it's never enjoyable for me. I can't make it enjoyable.
Torpedoes astern. Enemy severely damaged.
I think that's a bad hit, but hey ho. This dude's angling to me. Come on. Stop doing that. 400 damage. Yay. Average San Diego match, boys.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Main turret critically damaged.
You're joking. I survived it.
Foundered.
No, I am in a real gross predicament, aren't I? Okay, I'm kind of hidden from this ship at the moment, so I might as well stay here. If I could hit this guy, it'd be great. Oh, I'm gonna move. Stop being hidden. That sheer I'm not pinning, but I'm gonna try anyway. If after the second volley I haven't penned him, I haven't citadeled him, I'm doing damage actually. Might not be able to citadel him, but I'm actually doing a lot more damage than I think I would be with Sap. Okay, the damage has started to decrease. What just hit me? Probably the Rook. Yeah, it's obviously the Rook. I'm being targeted by 3 ships right now. I forget I have that upgrade. This makes me wonder why. Why did they target me? Why are all these why were 3 ships targeting me with all these allies around me? You know? I get it with players because I'm an easy target. I totally get why they target me. Why have the AI decided to target me there? You found out that if you want to visit England again, you're going to have to get a visa. Ah, yeah. That's weird to think about, isn't it? It's a weird thought. It's a very weird thought. I won't have to get one to visit Germany. Rip. Rip to you. I need to get that sorted, actually. I'm dead. That sucks. It sucks. Let's go to the one in Munich. Why? What happens in Munich, eh? Definitely should have completed another dockyard phase there. Apparently not. What was that one of the... Oh, no, that was one of the credits ones. Okay. Bit unhinged. I've actually very much considered some festivals in Germany, to be fair. I think it's Wacken Music Festival I've very much considered going to. I know of it. Snow, I know of it, but I don't know it. But yeah, I've considered Wacken, and I've considered there's a few other things. Like going to see a proper Oktoberfest, going to like the Christmas markets and things like that. I guess they're not festivals, but there's a few seasonal things, should we say then, that I want to go to that aren't just like holidays. That being said, I do think Berlin has that capital city stigma, and I think it is actually quite a nice place. I think being a capital, people outside of it just hate it. It's got that capital stigma, but I think it's actually... I really enjoy my trip there.
Action stations.
If it can be thrown up on or in, they will... Okay. I see. I'll remember that. I really enjoyed my trip to Berlin, but I don't know where else in Germany I would just do a holiday. Like, I think, like I said, there are things I'd want to go to, events and locations. Like, I'd love to go see Cologne Cathedral, but I would not want to spend 2 weeks in Cologne or a week and a half in Cologne like I did in Berlin. I just don't think, other than the cathedral, there'd be a ton there for me. You know, I'm sure the Rhine is a really nice river, like, to look at, and I'm sure, you know, the cathedral is going to be amazing, but I feel like I could do Cologne in a day. Whereas I felt like I was struggling to do all of Berlin in that week. I feel like there's still so much I didn't do. That's in Munich, right? That's Munich, right? I know about that only because of EU4. Longest castle in Europe. I could do that. I'd love... Yeah, there's a lot of castles in Germany, right? See, I feel like I could do sections of Germany at a time, you know? Like, I feel like if I had a week and a hire car, I would do sections of Germany rather than places. Like, I feel like Berlin was a week-long trip, but I feel like I could do, like, a couple of cities along the Rhine in rapid succession over the course of a week, doing, like, a day in each. I feel like I could do a lot of different places around Bavaria in like a week, maybe a couple days in Munich, but probably not more than that, because that's what I always used to do. Like we used to do trips. Who spotted me? We used to do trips reasonably regularly for a single day across the channel. Obviously, it was a lot easier then. But, like, day trips and stuff. Favorite Japanese ship? I don't know. I like the Shikishima from an aesthetic standpoint. I don't know if you mean specifically real-life ships or in the game. I don't know if that ship ever existed. I doubt it did. They just put bigger guns on a Yamato, so I don't think it did ever exist. Yeah, that's why I said Bavaria as a whole, Snow, because it wouldn't be just Munich, would it? I don't think just the city of Munich would keep me busy long enough, to be honest. I think Munich would take more time than, like, Cologne or, you know, Aachen or anywhere like that, but I don't think it would be, like, as long as Berlin. I don't think there's as much to see for someone like me. I don't know, maybe there is, but, you know, I like monuments. I like museums. So maybe. But again, like, not all museums, you know what I mean? Like, I bet there's probably like a beer and bread museum in Munich. That wouldn't be for me, you know? I like beer and I like bread, but like, you know, I don't want to go to a museum about it. Whereas I went to the DDR museum in Berlin. I wanted to go to the Science Museum. I wanted to go to the History Museum. Like those sorts of things. Like, that will keep me busy. Depends what kind of museums you guys got in Munich. Yeah, what specifically, Bruno? Are you asking in-game, in real life? What are you asking?
Torpedoes, direct front.
Brilliant.
Torpedoes,
I might get hit by that. Ooh! I need someone to spot for me. In general, yeah, I really like the Shikishima in this game. In real life, I don't know what my favourite Japanese ship would be, because I just don't know them that well. But I like the look of the Shikishima. It looks really cool. Like I say, it's a Yamato with bigger guns, and I do think the Yamato looks very cool, although I think it's super overrated, incredibly impractical ship. But I do think it looks cool. Kind of kids attraction. Salt mines. I'm not sure if a mine would particularly be my sort of interest either, you know. Like, I really liked, for example, like you said, I don't know how to pronounce it, but like the thing you said that was nearer to Austria, that I've heard of and I would love to go and see, right? I was really, really excited when I went to Berlin to see the Brandenburg Gate. I didn't know about Victory Column until I was already in the city, and that was another thing that was, like, amazing to go and see. I went and saw the Holocaust Memorial. I went to Checkpoint Charlie. I went to the DDR Museum. I saw the Berlin Wall. I saw the TV tower, the Fernsehturm, whatever. You know, that's what I'm thinking when I'm thinking. What do you guys have like that? Mines, maybe not so much. I don't think mines are really my sort of thing. Berlin Wall still up? Bits of it. Bits of it. There's sections of the wall you can see. Do not yen for the mines. What about ice giants? That sounds kind of interesting. There are small sections of the wall you can see. You should definitely know that the wall is not still up, Bruno. That should be something that you know. Only a major part in history for someone who's interested in history. I know there's a couple big historical buildings in Munich, or were in Munich. I don't know if any of them are still about, is the thing. I know there have been a couple. It is down, Bruno. Like, it's not a wall anymore, but there are a couple sections, like small segments, specifically for historical purposes and tourism that stay. Like, small sections. It doesn't block anything off anymore. It doesn't block anything off anymore. I actually found a section that wasn't the main touristy section, to be honest. I didn't... No, I could, but I did.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Yeah, there are still bits up, dude. There are still little bits. I found out because one of my family members went and visited it and was like, yeah, there's still, like, sections you can go and see. I was like, damn, I didn't know that either, but they, to be honest, it would have been just expensive to fully, like, go and destroy every single inch of it. I think a lot of it was destroyed because it was just in the way, but the bits that weren't in the way and, you know, they'd have to go and hunt out and destroy, I think they left. It's just in a peak. I don't even know what peat is, like, if I'm being truthful with you. Unfortunately. What do you mean, unfortunately? It was actually, seeing the Berlin Wall was really, really interesting because I learned about it. I studied it as part of my my history course. And we learned about, like, the fact that it did separate families. Like, it separated communities. and they put it up in kind of a hurry. You know, the original Berlin Wall was not made of stone. When they first put it up, it was just a fence, you know, and it did cut families apart. But saw a piece of the Berlin Wall in Bavaria. Did you? Pullman's nice. But actually seeing it and seeing, like, the section I saw went through the middle of a house. Like, went through a house. Like not one person's home, but like where they had built an old style house and then split it into a series of flats. It went straight through the middle of the building, and people who lived across the hall from each other now lived in different countries. Right? It was that kind of crazy. What do you mean you saw a piece? There shouldn't be any pieces. Do you mean like a little piece in a glass case, or do you mean like standing bit of wall? Because the wall did not go that far. Because I got yelled at by Destiny because he thought I'd vandalized the Berlin Wall. Right? He actually thought that of me. They took a chunk. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. He thought I'd vandalized the wall, right? I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Why would I do that? Like, why do you think me, of all people, who's like always saying about preserving history and respecting it, would do that? There was a piece of the wall that had fallen off. Right, and I mean it deadly seriously, right? A bit of the wall had come apart and was on the floor next to it. And so I was like, they sell this in gift shops for a lot of money, and I don't even know if it's real in the gift shops because you just never know with gift shops. I cannot confirm whether I did or didn't pick that piece up off the floor because I think that's illegal. But it was on the floor if I did or didn't pick it up. And Destiny thought that maybe or maybe not picking it up was vandalizing the wall. And I was like, why do you think I would ever vandalize the Berlin Wall? Like, come on, man. What do you take me for? But I have a piece of the Berlin Wall. Unrelated to that previous conversation, I actually have 2 pieces of the Berlin Wall. Again, like you say, with graffiti on them and stuff. Like, little bits that have been graffitied. Which is kind of awesome. Shut up, Bruno. That makes sense, Sean. I thought you were literally saying like, oh, I've seen where the wall stopped in Bavaria, sort of thing, and I was thinking, that don't make no sense. That. Shut up, Bruno. Honestly. I'm going to wait till this match ends to see if I get my hits. I'm actually going to quickly... We'll take a quick toilet break. I won't be long. Right. It's not letting me play. Oh, standard EA, am I right? The Ages of Robber Barons, nice. Yeah, I would like to see some breweries in Castle Snow, to be fair. That's the goal. That's the goal. Right. Look at that, the universe is telling me to play the Duke of York. I've not got my hand on the mouse, like I did not do that on purpose. Right. The first time I broke 20 mil in a very long time for credits. I'll spend them in 1 second when I get my next ship. I do need to do more of the credit grinding. I also really don't want to. That was it. That was really it. Why is the 35 underneath him? Tier 35, I guess, for the thing. Naval battles back. I should do them. But I'm honestly wondering if I should switch games. I've been doing only warships for a while now, and that has never been my intention. I've always said that it's not my intention to be an only World of Warship streamer. So I might switch up to something else. But what to, guys? What to go to? Hmm. 5 days. Brawls aren't even on, are they? Yeah, Brawls on. What did I miss? I'm just wondering if I should go on to something else. That's what you've missed so far. Music shift. Better time now? Nice. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. I'm trying to crunch my back a bit because the pain. Still looking for a playfriend? I mean, if you want to join on some warships, I'll stay on warships. Otherwise, I'm looking at maybe playing something different. Bro, I was literally looking at changing games. And now you turn up. Alright, we'll stick on warships for a bit. Pick a tier, Snow. Just don't make it a crap tier. If you make it a crap tier, I shall ignore it. It's a joke, by the way. Did you quit immediately? Like, what happened? I invited you. 8? I can do 8. I can do 8. Huh. That's a tier 7. You said 8 and then readied up in a 7. I can do 7 as well. But you said 8. You said 8 and then readied up in a 7. This guy. question is, do I commit to trying to learn how to play the San Diego properly and join you in that because I need credits anyway? Or do I join you in the Vladivostok? Vladivostok. Hmm. Hmm. Do you want to do asymmetric or do you want to do randoms? Because I don't mind either. I should have asked before we readied up. We can do randoms, buddy, if you want. If you just want to muck about and have some fun, then asymmetric's probably slightly better. But asymmetric now? Okay. It's fine by me. It's fine by me. Tell you what, if you're doing asymmetric, I'm not even up to it myself. How far am I off the next ship? 0 ship XP? Are you joking? Ah, that's why 0 ship XP. Because I've got the next one. I will even up tier myself. Asymmetrics. And there goes all my credits. This would be good to put on, but I'm not gonna. That's a lot. No effect. Whatever. I suppose. In future I'll do it, but I don't want to deal with that right now. Does the Mackinson have... No, it doesn't. Okay. Ah, it's got 46s. No. Let's do it, why not? Let's give this a go. Cool. I don't mind if you still do 8. I don't mind. You can still do 8 if you want. Which one is the shear? Oh, you went down the Panzerschiff line. Fair play. Did you spend money to get the shear? You would have had to, right? Cheeky. Cheeky Snow. The free... Ah. Fair enough. You must have really wanted them. Let's meet up closer towards the center, I reckon, and rush B. Not rush B, but, you know, go in the direction of B. 9.1 kilometer secondaries. Let's go. blimey, I'm a bit slow for a battle cruiser. Bit slow off the mark. Yeah, I mean, you might, yeah, if you, like I say, spend on whatever you want, they're free dubs, right? But not what I would have spent them on. It's not what I did spend them on. That being said, I ended up regretting what I spent them on anyway. I got the Missouri with them. And although I don't regret it entirely, I've managed to grind quite a lot of credits with it. And I think it's a cool looking ship and I just wanted it, so I don't regret it from that perspective. But I don't have the best time with it. I probably could have got something a bit better, potentially. But again, I mean, I'm the same as I've always been, which is I don't play too seriously. I don't try and be the best player in the game, you know what I mean? I'm just not that way inclined. It's probably my big flaw, but you know. 10 kilometers torps on this bad boy as well. 2 torps, side mounted. They're not on the deck, are they? No, I see them. They're inside the... $10 kilometers on this thing for torps is kind of crazy, actually. 9 kilometer secondaries, 10 kilometer torps. This thing is nasty in a mid-range brawl. Sound meatier, they 380s, yeah. They sound meatier than that, but damn, not gonna happen. The rear turret's 360 as well, which is cool. I think same as the Mackinson, but
Dead ahead.
Snow, you're going a bit hard there, buddy. Even by my standards, you're going a bit hard in on that.
Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly. Problem solved, sir.
If this causes me a flood, of course every single torp has to give me a flood. God.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
This thing feels heavy. I don't know how to describe that sensation, but it feels really chunky for what should have, what I anticipated to be more of a battle cruiser, more of a lighter weight, mobility focused vehicle. Tell you what though, these secondaries, I'm enjoying them a bit. No. No snow.
Enemy battleship sighted. Enemy cruiser detected.
Come on. Oh, there we go. I was wondering if I was going to get Citadel. This thing feels so fat and heavy, it's not even funny. I'm a little nervous because I am too slow to properly evade right now. Although I'm taking hits like a champ still. That's good news. That is really... Why am I still firing at that guy? I think I'm dumb. I might be dumb. Why do we have a carrier?
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes astern.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
No way.
Hull breach. Taking on water quickly.
There's just no way. There's just no way that found a way to hit me. That Normandy stuck.
Problem solved, sir.
Kind of annoyed the Normandy stuck, because otherwise I would have been okay there. I would have hit him with my torps. This thing seems really like hefty. I don't know if it's just me, because maybe because I was playing San Diego and everything, but this thing feels like a right chonker. Like, it doesn't feel like it's moving quick at all. It just feels really, really sluggish. I know it's not moving quick, but it even feels like it turns really slow and everything. Has Normandy got himself free yet, or is it still stuck? I want to go around and torp him. Oh, he's free. Oh, he's free, alright.
Enemy heavily damaged.
Come on, I can dodge that. I can dodge that. Okay, I can't dodge all of that. Honestly, that was intriguing. I think I'm going to really get on well with this Heinrich. I didn't realize how tanky it is. At all times there, I was in the worst possible place, and I managed to tank that out. That's kind of cool. Me and this Heinrich are going to be friends. Have you played much of the Heinrich? I didn't know you had. It's weird, but I like it. Let's see what its armor actually looks like. Doesn't look that armored at the front, but oh yeah, that's quite thick. It's quite thick in the middle. Ooh. Oh, that one, no. Yeah, that played that. I think I'm gonna really enjoy this. I'll be honest. I completely got this wrong. I would have taken this line from the beginning. I thought these were heavily armored secondary battleships, and it turns out it's this line. Turns out. Who'd have thought? Clearly not me. And the fact that it goes to 406s before the main battleship line, like, yes, there's less of them, but they're bigger. Interesting. I wonder... 7.6, and this is... They're casemates. Same range, though. So this will be... I mean, these will be higher because I've got upgrades on them now. Can I do any better? I don't think I can do any better for those secondaries, can I? What does this do? Seems to add everything. Why does it make the torpedoes stronger, though? That's strange. I think I'm going to enjoy this Heinrich. It seems like an absolute machine. I feel like tier 7 rules, if they come back, could be quite interesting with the Heinrich. Snow, by the way, buddy, don't go out with the intention of distracting them for me, because it's more worth you just play how you want to play and survive, you know. I quite like the role of distraction myself, so. Hey, Frederick. I love the PE, Frederick. So I thought we were the same ship, but I'm definitely thicker. You're definitely lighter and I'm definitely fatter. But we have the same gun. No, we don't have the same guns, do we? No, we don't have the same guns. No, I think it's the Mackinson I'm getting mixed up with. Better at distracting? Well, you say so, buddy. But I'm definitely the chunkier boy, so... yeah. No point throwing your life away. You actually have more health than me currently. Although you are premium and I don't have the hull upgrade, so... there's that. I think I'm really going to enjoy this thing. I can already tell how much damage I soaked up there over a... that was quite a long period of time of me getting hit compared to other ships. Other ships I've been a lot better at ricocheting or dodging shells. This one I was just getting slapped, but I was really absorbing a lot. Taking a lot of punishment. Why are there so many carriers at the moment in ASIM? It's really weird. I guess they're kind of painful to play for some people in random. Same with subs. I get playing subs in here because subs are awful in randoms. They're not great in this either, but... the thing is, if you play subs in randoms, not only can you often not get the upper hand as easily because players play better, but also you get shat on by your own team. Like, your own team will shaft you. I've seen it in games. I think, like, again, I get that people hate subs and I get why, but I've seen it in games where people will tell the enemy where their own team's sub is. It's like, why? Why? I get that you don't like subs, but why are you sabotaging your own team by telling the enemy where your sub is? Like, that, I just don't get that. I can't get behind that mentality. I'm so mad at this one thing that I'm going to sabotage my team. Just don't get it. The only issue I have with this is the dispersion seems pretty poor because I've got no upgrades for it. But I have gone for a secondary build, so obviously I shouldn't rely on the main guns, but the main guns still pack a lot more of a punch. Yeah, I think there are moments and there are ways that certain subs are really like unfair in terms of their balancing, but I don't think subs as a category deserve that much hate universally because they're not... every single sub in the game is not unanimously broken enough to justify hating on your own teammates for playing it. I don't think. In some people's minds that's the case, but then, you know, people are just daft. People are just really, really daft. See, those are big battleship shells hitting my side there. I know that the New York has decent sized guns, right? What are they? It's a tier 5. 356s. Minimal damage. It can't pen my armor belt. It's pretty crazy. That's genuinely pretty crazy. Come on. Come on. Open fire. Open fire. Come on.
Torpedoes, direct front. Enemy destroyer sighted. Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Open fire.
Enemy battleship detected.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Citadel straight through the back of the armor. That's great. How you doing over there, Snow? You're a little bit vulnerable. I'm coming in. Oh no. You lost a lot of health. No, Snow, don't do it. I'm coming, buddy. Nightbot just basically jump scared me. I saw a flash in chat, so I was like, wait, what? Only to realize it was Nightbot.
Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy battleship detected.
I'm actually trying to fire at the one at the back because it's more angled. Now fire at the Hind Duke a bit. No, Snow. My dude.
The ship is on fire.
That's not cool. That dispersion. Oh, good lord, I missed him altogether. This feels more super, like really, really dreadnoughty. The way that I'm playing it here. All guns firing at all times, just cruising along really slowly. They're gonna miss because accuracy, yeah. It's annoying. The guns that were in the right, that actually on the right target was the ricochet. Not bad with these
Ship
talks.
is on fire.
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
Managed to whittle him down with secondaries. That's kind of fun. Oh, that's me dead. That New York decided it wanted to kill me then and there and killed me in a single salvo. That's it. After all of that, the New York's just like, oh wait, I can kill this guy in one shot. What? That's so ridiculous. Dodging and weaving between 3 battleships that entire time tanking their shots. And then all of a sudden I get killed in one salvo. Oh, honestly. RNG is just ridiculous. Wait, can I see what the torps are doing? That New York is so nearly dead as well. Oh, my last salvo on it must have been pretty good. Zerov looks kind of funky. Is this a modernish carrier? Being Russian, you got to assume that it is. I mean, obviously it's got no helicopter area, so it can't be that modern, but it looks pretty modern. Then again, you never know, the Soviet doctrine might have been not to include aircraft carriers for a while. Why is it... What has happened to our squad? I wasn't paying enough attention, clearly. We should have stayed by the base. It's probably not real. You make a very good point. They got information on him, right? There we go. There we go. It's not real. It's not real. It's actually not real. Project 71. Year of design, 1939. They definitely did not build that. Ugh. Actually, you can't make it up, mate. You can't make it up. everybody currently except 1 or 2 people in my follow list is streaming Battlefield. Oh. I don't know, man. Shock collars famously are shocking, whereas Russian carriers not existing is no surprise to anyone. I was looking at it thinking that looks too modern to be Second World War, but it's designed like an old carrier. And that makes sense now. Designed in 39, built never. They put it in the game and they jazzed it up a bit, made it look all shiny and new. I mean, obviously being designed in 39, odds are it probably wouldn't have launched until, being Soviet designed in 39, odds are it probably wouldn't have launched until nearly 50, let's be honest. And by that point, stuff like helicopters would be needed on deck. But, again, because it was never built, it was never redesigned for helicopters and so on and so forth, right? Kind of makes me want to play Hoi 4, but at the same time, I built a really... I did a Hoi 4 game where I overthrew Stalin as the monarchist faction and restored the Romanovs. And then went on to build a really modern, like, competent Soviet navy, and it was hilarious. I had, like, the world's biggest and best navy as the Soviet Union. It was as Imperial Russia. It was actually crazy. Until 70, let's be real. Yeah. True. True.
Enemy force detected.
Oh, great. I've been spotted by someone. I don't know where they are. I tell you what, though, I do miss my 16-inch guns. I do very much miss my 16-inch guns. Being able to just delete anything I don't like was a bit of a power. The ability to just be like, you don't get to exist was nice. But I will get 16-inch guns on the next ship, plus all the secondaries. I really think this secondary German line is going to be my favourite line. I have strong reason to believe this secondary German line will be my favourite line. This is the time where a torpedo would have been amazing, because I know the path he's going to take, because he's going to just blindly chase me. Well, he's not going to blindly chase me anymore if he knows what's good for him, but...
Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes dead ahead.
He's turning in, I can't get a good angle on him. I'm coming to help, Snow, but you've got to give me a second.
Ship is on fire.
Pick your targets.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Now I can finally unleash on him with my guns at full accuracy. It's nice. Presumably at full accuracy, right? I don't know. They've been trying to get careful because if you ram, you die. I'm just kind of absorbing as much as I can right now. Not the wisest strategy, I must say. That hit is gross, but nice. It's pretty fun just to allow the secondary guns just to go nuts.
Our team has taken the lead.
Unfortunately, we have been separated. So for the moment, not really able to help you. And I know you're pretty banged up, so I'd like to help you.
Enemy battleship
188 secondary hits. It's actually kind of funny. Oh, I was really hoping for a citadel there. Oh dear.
We're hull below the water line. We're flooding quickly.
That was kind of painful. Oh my god, you survived. So you survived. GG, man. I thought you were dead. I think we're going to lose because something's capping our zone, dude. We're absolutely going to lose. We need someone to stay back and protect the point, and I keep... I didn't even notice it was that game mode until I died. Otherwise, I would have done it. But we're going to lose if we don't get someone back. Why did the Ismail leave the zone? That's what I'm not getting. He was already there. As I was dying, I saw him just leaving the zone. So why did he leave? I actually think you might be the only one fast enough to make it back there of the two of you. And he's about to get hit by torps. Oh my god. I don't feel so bad for getting hit by that thing's torps now. It seems to be actually pretty good at it. So that's another loss. I like. Let's be fair though. It's a 5-man team. If me and you have gone forward, how have the other two, like, how have the other 3 not managed to hold it between them? Like, that's what I'm not understanding right now. At the end of the day, yes, we didn't play the objective, but there's still 3 more people on the team that didn't. All defeats. Literally all defeats. This one was faster than you. Ah, didn't know that. Thought you'd have been faster. I'll be honest, I'm kind of wrestling with carrying on or not, you know? On the one hand, I'm enjoying the ship and I'm enjoying the games overall, but I mean the losing kind of sucks. It sucks that we lost every single game. But like I said, this wasn't meant to be my only stream game. But I'm not sure what to switch to. I think it's too late in the day to... No, I didn't change ship. Right, I'm going to defend the point this time because we have a guy that thinks it's a good idea to play a DD. No. Why? Unless you're farming main battery hits, which is actually one of the tasks for the dockyard, so maybe that's what that player's doing. But if you're doing that, like, fair play. But if you're playing it because you think it's really great to play in this mode, stop it. Stop it. You're lying to yourself. Look at this. There's not a single DD in here, so I don't think that's a gunboat. No, it's British. It's not a gunboat. But yeah, dude, you're the Frederick's a tier 6, man. I do apologise. Not that I did actually any of that. You did that all on your own, but you know, sorry. Sorry and all that. Just gonna have a look at my game library while we're here. Just wonder if there's anything I should be playing. I don't know. Got the Battlefield open beta I could play. Obviously I can't, but you know. Shot into my own foot and was still carrying. I wouldn't say you were carrying that game. I mean, you were doing better than 3 out of 5 people in our team. But I wouldn't say you were carrying. Maybe only 2, because that Ismail was actually doing quite well as well. Although he decided to leave the objective and lost us the game, up until that point he was playing well. Hey Bruno. F4J is the same BR as the F4S. quite stuff like the F-14. Yeah, I mean, power creep's always been a what done a problem. It's a problem in every single game like that. It's a problem in World of Warships as well. Every single match-based vehicle game, or just match-based kind of combat game like that, it's the same. You know, there's always a power creep problem, particularly with the vehicle games like this, right? Oh, snow. There's that famous German sense of humor at work again. Ah, gutted I didn't get to sit down.
The ship is on fire.
Wow. Okay then. Okay, RDD's actually playing strategically at least. Not just rushing in like a lunatic. Why am I getting virtually nothing in the way of damage? Oh dear. I thought Danae was a British destroyer, but it seems to be a cruiser.
Enemy severely damaged.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes dead ahead.
Hmm. Nice kill.
Confirmed penetration.
Oh, good lord, that was disgusting.
Battleship destroyed.
Actual disgusting gameplay there. Gotta get right in there with the yeah, playing defensive suits this ship even more. It's even better. Who'd have thought? You run away from me, you motherfucker. Ah! I can see it going up. Ah, this guy's gonna get with the... Please don't talk the New York. I really want to see how good it gets when it gets to 100. Ah, it's talked. Oh no. It one hit, but didn't do much.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
And then it goes to 100, damn. And it goes up to 50, it seems. Finally a win, though.
Enemy battleship sunk.
There's actually quite a few of them left. I'm a bit worried that we're leaving the objective and there's still quite a few left that can cap. I'm going to turn back. I'm not going to allow this ship to outrun me, outrun my secondaries. I'm going to continue the spam. Please. Nope. It was not meant to be, okay. Ouch.
Enemy heavily damaged.
Enemy cruiser sunk. Our team has taken the lead.
I've been an absolute monster this game. Talk about... Oh, mate, you've done really well as well, damn. I've been a little bit of a monster. Further going into my point that I think I'm going to like this Heinrich, eh? Me and this old Heinrich, we're going to get along just fine. I'm going to keep on the Britannia. Because, yeah. Might not be the best aimed torpedoes ever, but I'm sure they'll hit something. One of them will hit at least. Thing is, they're slow, so I'm trying to adjust to that. I'm not used to slow talks.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
Almost like the AI knows my talks are coming. Actually broken 400 secondary hits is kind of silly. Didn't think I'd be able to. That was a bit of a filthy game. I kind of wish I'd put a bigger booster on for that. That was a bit filthy. That was good, man. That was good fun. I enjoyed that. I'm just wondering if it's worth shifting up to something different, you know? I'm really annoyed about the Liberty Harbour stuff. To be honest, that's kind of wound me out. It's not gonna happen, is it? Just need to get to here and I'll be sorted. Reload booster, nice. Low detectability is cool. Doesn't appear to have hydro or radar, at least not one that's mentioned. Can see a radar on it, whether or not I get to use it, I don't know. Actually, if I... Surely I can... No. It's kind of annoying. Okay. I don't know what to do, guys. I'll be honest, I'm a bit stuck. I kind of want to switch games, but I don't know which game to switch to. I'm not going to do Helldivers. I'm not going to do War Thunder. To be honest, after being ill all week and then returning to work today and then streaming, it might be a good idea for me to just go to sleep. It's too quiet. I don't know why it's so quiet. Hang on. There you go. I'm just looking at games that I own. Tempted to do Warner, you know, but I don't know. Warner's good, but I actually do feel a bit exhausted. I don't know if it's a good idea to be on that sort of thing right now. To be fair. Hmm. Yeah, guys, to be honest, I'm not feeling 100%. I think I might call it here. But thanks very much for hanging out, guys. I do apologise for that. I'll be back tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow at some point, without a doubt. So I will be back. But thank you very much for hanging out, guys. I will catch you soon. I'm just going to disappear off. Again, thanks very much. Have one for us, your evenings, guys.